Today I'll be tying an upright olive dun using some hen cape for the wings. It's a fly I've just tied recently, and it's been working well for the flav hatch and some smaller green drakes that are happening right now as I tie them in the end of September on my local river. So I'll put a hook in the vise. This is a Eric's freshwater 571 hook. And I'll be using Danville thread like I normally do. This is an olive. It's 6/0 or 70 denier. I start behind the eye of the hook and wrap down about halfway. And then back, I want to be right about the 1/3 mark, right in here. And that's where I'll mount my wing. I'm using a whiting hen cape, and you can see that I've selected some feathers. I want them to come from the same section of the cape so that they're similar in size. That's a really good way to measure them. And I pull them off, and they look like this. You notice the rounded feather, which is why we use a hen cape. So I'll take them apart and put them so that they create a wing that extends outward, and we'll align the tips. I just use my thumb and forefinger in order to get them aligned. And that looks about right. And I'm going to measure them so they're going to be about the length of the shank of the hook. And I'll pull back the barbules. We'll measure again, a little bit long. Let's pull back a few more. Get all those fibers going backwards, and we'll try that. So I'm going to tie it in right here, flatten my thread so when I come up, it doesn't go backwards. Put a couple of soft wraps in, and now I can adjust. I can move it around a little bit. I want to make sure that those are directly on top. And then I'll continue to wrap. And trim off the butts. I'll move back just to where I tied in the wing. Pull them up, put a wrap directly in front, and create a little bit of a thread dam right there. And that will be my upright wing. So I'll take care of those in a moment. And I'm going to tie in the tail then. And for the tail, I'm just using some moose body hair. I've got a patch here. I've already selected 3 of the fibers and put them in my hackle stacker, or hair stacker. And I want these a little bit shorter than the length of the body. That's what the naturals are that I'm imitating. And I'll bring that around so it's on top, and just make touching turns on the way back. This is a barbless hook, so there's no barb. I just go down to the There's no barb for me to measure, but I want to go to just right at the bend of the hook, and then I will take one wrap around, and that will separate them nice and evenly. I'll hold down and I can pull those off. I'm trying to keep my body fairly slim, and I bring my thread back about one wrap shy of where I tied in the tail. For the body, I'll be using some turkey Biot, and the Biot can be found on the leading edge of the wing. And I think I'll select one of these. I'll pull it off, cut it off. And these have a smooth edge, which is on this side, and a furrowed edge here. I want the smooth side. That will become obvious in a moment. And I'll cut off a little bit of the tip. I make a soft wrap and continue forward. I want to build up a little bit of a taper, but I still want to keep this smooth, so when I wrap the Biot forward, it doesn't bunch up or cause me any problem. And I'll stop right about there. I'll use some Zap-A-Gap brushable. This adds some strength to the Biot. Just put a little bit of a drop. It doesn't take much at all. Get my hackle pliers, and we'll start winding this forward. So you notice I touched the tail, so that's why I tie it in a little bit in advance of where the tail and the thread begin or touch. So there's the first wrap, and I go forward. You can see the furl, and I will just cover that up with this next wrap and continue to go forward. And this Biot has a nice natural coloration, so there's a light and a dark, which gives some segmentation look to that. I'll tie this off, take one secure wrap, tight wrap, and trim the material. A couple more. And now I will go ahead and separate these. So I open them up, and I'll place a thread wrap and secure one wrap there and another one on the other side. And that will secure those in an upright fashion. It doesn't take much at all. And I will return to a tie-in point for my hackle right about there. Now I'm using two different hackles. So I've got a barred olive as well as a medium dun. And I'm going to do a mix with them, tie them both in. I think I'll tie the olive in first. I'll trim where it's even and pull off some of the fibers for a tie-in point. And return to my tie-in point. You notice I have a little bit of a bare rachis or stem. And I'll do the same for the dun. I'll trim off. So I've got some usable fiber. I will tie this in. sure I don't have any of the fibers that are from the wing. I'll trim those off. And I will start to wind this forward. I'll take a few wraps. Here's 1, 2, 3. I'll come underneath and make a wrap directly in front of the wing, and that will hold it up. And I'll make a couple of more open wraps, and that will be where I place my done hackle. I hold the feather upright and pull it forward. I also have my thread upright, and that allows me not to bind down any additional fibers. There's 3 wraps. Now I'll continue with the done, and we'll just wiggle it back and forth, and it will slide into place. And we'll go in front of the wing now. Here's 2 wraps, and I'll tie this off on top. Trim the hackle fibers. Flatten my thread, and then make a nice neat head. Got 1 fiber here that I'll get rid of. I'll go to the eye of the hook and then go back to where the thread and the hackle meet. Flatten my thread. And then take a 5-turn whip finish. And there's my finished upright done. Now I've purposefully undersized my hackle a little bit. I've used a size 14 on this size 12 hook. And I like it just because it sits a little bit lower. And you'll notice that the hackle doesn't come quite up to the wing tips, which is intentional. So the wing should be a little bit taller. And if you like it to sit a little bit lower, you can trim the hackle even with the hook, but I think I'll keep it just like that for now. So I'll have a fly pattern sheet on my RiverKeeper fly website for you, and hope you like this video. Give it a like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you soon.